looks like we've got our first bite. Fish on, everyone, fish on. Starting to find the food now. Oh, looks like we're going again. It's tapping away. Come on. Let's get another one. See the old jellyfish floating through. We've got something different. We actually got the whole sailing club going through. Morning everyone, how you doing? So we're out on the River Alde. You come up along the Aldeburgh shingle, you know, along the wall, and that's the river behind. We're down on there. So we're going to have a little go. I'll show you all the bit coming in and stuff up to the Martello Tower and stuff. I'm getting attacked by all the bugs, but that's a bit annoying, but we've already got a rod in the water. I've got the Gemini 2000 Sport with me today. It's got a bit of backbone, but it's also got a soft tip. I'm fishing on braid. I've just got a single hook flapper out there basically with a nice ragworm on it. I'm trying fairly close in at the moment, but I'll obviously step my way out and out and go from there as we go through the session. Tide's on its way down. I think it's been going down for sort of hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that, but that was the sort of tide we got today. We just thought I'd give it a go. I've never fished there before, and as you probably know if you've been watching my other videos, I'm doing all the rivers at the moment and thought I'd give this one a go as well. So fingers crossed we'll get a few bites. We'll change through some baits. Got some lovely bait here from Lee Ashton, so I'll show you that in a bit. It's been in the fridge all night. We parked up on the wall there for the night sort of thing. Got our heads down and I've just got up. Well, I've been up a couple of hours. Everything's ready. I walked across the marsh and here we are. So I'll show you around a little bit and let's catch some fish. Yeah! So if you look in the distance there, you can see the old campers parked up. Joe's still in there. We've come all the way along that wall. Along there. This is the river. And then I've walked along this marsh basically. I've got a little inlet sort of coming across here. It's quite nice. I've actually got my rod rest in it, believe it or not. Down here I've actually got the rod rest all set up in it. Got the filming gear sitting there. I'm just sitting here. And then you just walk along here and cast out. Interesting little bay. It's very sloshy. Massive wet jellyfish down there. Huge wet thing. A lot of them about the moment. They seem to be all over the place. It's very sinky until you get sort of further in, which is a bit strange. You get down near the water, it's not so bad. That's what it's like down here. You've got some shingle. There's people out there on the boats diving off and swimming about and all sorts. It's looking good, looks nice. Not sure whether I need to be right out there in the middle or just off the edge here. But we'll have a good old cast about and see what we can do. What I was going to do if a tide would come right up is I was going to get up on this bank here and fish from the top of that bank, but we'll see how we go and see what we can do. See what the weed situation is. So just brought the first cast in. No weed or anything. That's so nice to ragworm are. Probably Ashton, so thank you very much mate, appreciate that. Always good worms. Get this one back out there and head out a bit further this time and see what's further out. Lovely sinky. Till you get on some of the gravel, and even that's a bit sinky. Give it a bit of a launch this time. We're gone about 50 yards, something like that. So we just work our way out until hopefully we can start finding some bites. I'll give this cast a go and then I'm going to whack it right into the middle on the next cast. Yeah, it's definitely a bit sloshy. If you stand around too long, you do start to sink. Oh, it's a hot one. We've got 24 degrees already. And it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. It's pretty warm. Got a chap over there getting his little sib ready to go out. So all we want now is this tip to go round. Come on. There's the chap on the sib I was saying about a minute ago. So they're coming to shore, probably going to have breakfast and stuff. So there's the old ragworm. Like I say, they're lovely worms in really good condition. Keep them covered up out of the sun at the moment with the towel. As I say, it's pretty hot. I've got some lug in there and I've got some black lug sitting there as well. I've got fish baits, but don't normally do too well on the old fish baits in the rivers. As you can probably see, there's plenty of boats out there. Don't really cause any hassle though, because most of them stayed in the middle. This one's a bit closer in, but my line will be well on the bottom underneath that. So, no bites yet. I think we're on our third cast. I'm gradually working my way out to the middle. And they're going to bring this one in. I haven't had any weed or nothing like that, so that's good. And they're going to bring us in and rebait and head out even further. Well, it looks like we've got our first bite. Nice sort of gentle taps. Looks like a flounder bite. So I'm just letting it sit on the bait and chew it up, hopefully. You can tell the difference between like the bass or an eel. Because the bass and eel just hit it really hard and whack it like jaggedy. Whereas flounders are a lot more soft, I find. Let's hope we can get hooked up and get our first fish. That'll be our first fish out of this river, if that does happen. You can see it tapping away, but it's not really going for it, is it? Don't think it's crabs because they were quite. So I just reeled that one in and nothing come of that. It was tap, 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 tap. Pretty sure that was like a flounder bite. Don't think it was crabs, but we'll see. Gonna get it back out there. Gonna go even further this time and see what's happening. See if we can get into the deeper water. So I reckon that's getting quite shallow as we go out. And as you can see behind me, I've moved on to that big peak. I'll show you that in a minute. And because that stopped me from getting absolutely caked in loads and loads of mud walking out to the water and back. It was like, by the time I got back, my boots were just covered in it, and I had to keep washing them in the freshwater stream a bit. This is a bit of a pain, so I moved up onto this point, and that should do the job. Plus, that'll give us a little bit more distance out onto the water. So let's get back out there. Right then, let's get this one back out. I've done a little bit of a cheat of I've lengthened me bottom hook length, and I've tied a top one up the braid a little bit, and put a lug on. So I've got 2 chances instead of 1, just to see what they're taking, see if they're taking a lug or rag. Right, so we're back out there. I'm just putting the rod down like this and fishing to the side today. It's quite nice. I don't do that very often, so I thought I'd have a go. Slightly tightening up, and that does it basically. Don't think I've got any chance to sort of smooth hands here, but you never know. I mean, they do, probably further down the river. I reckon if we're going to get anything, it's going to be bass, eels, flounders, you know, that sort of stuff. There's been loads of activity on the river. There's been just non-stop boats, but obviously you don't want to see boats all the way through, so I haven't been filming them all. As you can see, the tide's well on its way down now. I don't know if I should be fishing it at this low really, to be honest, because that'd be a lot higher up obviously on the high. So if anyone knows or anyone fishes there, let me know. Down here on these marshy bits, you've got all these little bits that sort of cut out on the water and run through like that, and that goes all the way along there, right down the marsh, only literally all the way up to the top of that bank. Just over there where that car is with the tent on the roof, that's Orford Island Gate. If you walk along there, you've got Orford Island, you've got the aerials down the back there, which you should be able to see in the distance. But to be fair, it's not really worth fishing these days because it's absolutely full of seals. Looks like we've got a nice bite, everyone. Can we get it? Tapping away, but is that a flounder or a schoolie? Looks like it's there anyway. I'm getting absolutely attacked by all the bugs, but definitely got a fish on. Wow, there's mullet swimming down in front of me. What we got? Oh, they're jumping everywhere. You see that? Fish on, everybody. Fish on. Awesome. Looks like Mr. Bass. Lovely jubbly. We don't mind that, do we? Well, there we go, everyone. Mr. Bass. Lovely jubbly. That's what we want, isn't it? Alright, let's get it back and get back out there, see if we can find even bigger. Looks like we're going again. Not complaining, that's good. Got a big load of bass just out in front of me. You can see them all like coming up to the surface and smashing around. Don't know what they're eating. So I just tapped it down the side there where I could see them. And I was tapping. There's some mullet down the edge as well. Come on, let's do it again. Getting absolutely attacked by all the bugs, but I'm getting bites, so I can't complain. Still loads of boats going down river. People just cruising about, people on sailboats, people on speedboats, people on all sorts of stuff. Got a boat just come in, launched a load of waves at us. I'm just watching, I think it's what, whitebait along the sides, and the bass are coming up and smashing them. I reckon I could catch on a lure. Pretty cool. Can't make a hell of a wave, doesn't it? Just one boat. Yeah, just along the edge of the shoreline I can see huge shoals there, just small fish, whitey sort of silvery colour. And they're all flashing about and going mental, and the bass are going smashing them. If I see any get beached or whatever, I'll hook one on and see if I can use one. But I reckon I could catch on a lure, which would be quite cool. But that boat just come flying down river, that big fishing boat. Just disturbed the whole lot, so I've got to let it settle again now and see where they're swirling that again. But they seem to be along in front of me at the moment, which is quite good. That's what we want, isn't it? Nice, get another bite and get another fish. But not complaining, we've caught, and that's what it's all about. But I'm doing my best to see if I can get you some more. Fish on, everyone, fish on. Starting to find the food now. My guess is that'll be a bass. They go well for what they are, really. Oh, let's give it a good old fight. He's not liking the shallows. A smaller one, this one, but still another fish. Let's get him unhooked, give you a quick show, and we'll get back in the water. So, nice little basslet, lovely jubbly. We can keep hold of him. Cool. They're so wriggly. I don't reckon they've even been caught, probably. Lovely jubbly, nice little basslet. Right, let's get it back out there. Right, double ragworm on again. Basically putting bait like that out. And then a smaller one up the top, just in case. And at the moment, the fish are over this area. You see the tree and they're across there. Sort of 50-60 yard cast from here, and if you land anywhere near the fish you get bites pretty quickly. I'm only using a 3 ounce weight and that's holding lovely, which is nice, the casting and stuff. That's what we want, isn't it? Can we get a bite really quick? There's obviously a shoal out there. I've noticed if I move to the left I don't get bites. They're obviously just moving about, so I'm just trying to chase them really. They're not doing that thing on the edge at the moment. See the odd little shoal there, but not as bad as they were a little while ago. Well, looks like we're going again. It's tapping away. Come on, let's get another one. I think I messed up on the tide because I must have been fishing over low tide because the snow's starting to come in. It's turned and started coming back up the beach. on the shoreline, so I've literally just fished over low. Pretty cool to see any fish coming in there. They were just sort of along the sides, as I was saying before. You can see little shoals of whatever they were, white bait or something like that, and the bass were following them. I had 2 or 3 really good taps on the rod just now, but seemed to have stopped. Maybe some of them are too small that they get away with it, they don't get hooked. I've only got size 1/0s on, ones. Nice small hooks. Could go slightly smaller, but should be able to hook, you know, most bass on that size hook. Thing is, if I get a decent one, you know, a few pound, I want to be able to land it. Oh, so there are a few crabs about. I just got bitten off on the bottom hook, so I've just redone that. We're back out on rag and lug. I launched it right into the middle this time because the tide's coming in quick, so we're getting depth quite quick. But I'm going to try that, and then if that don't do anything, I'm going to drop really short, where I see the bass sort of coming up and taking them shoals, and just see if there's any edges. A whole sailing club now coming down the river now, so I hope I don't get my line took through. They're not looking, so I'm going to have to dip my rod down. Hang on. See the old jellyfish floating through. Some of them are pretty big. Well, I seem to have gone a bit quiet for a couple of casts now. I tried right out in the middle, and there's a load of weed and snags and rocks and all sorts of stuff, so I'm now moving sort of that way down the river a bit, and I've just put it back out, and I've just had a couple of taps, so hopefully I'm back on the fish. Yep, I am. I'll spin you round. Well, that's annoying. That was tapping for a good bit of time, and I went to grab the camera, and now it seemed to have stopped, but hopefully it's still there. Yep, here it go, bang bang, right on cue. Nice. Come on, let's get one, shall we? There's definitely something there, isn't there? Can we get it? This is the side of fish that gave that bite. We can get hold of it. Little basslet, whacking the rod. I love it. That's what the old braid do. It make it look really good, doesn't it? Nice. Got a fairly stiff rod today, just in case we do hook up to a smoothie or something like that, but not bad. The water's literally right there now, so I can just chuck them straight back, which is quite nice. Try the old hands. Right, whack some more rag on, lug, and see if we can get some more. Really going some this time. Might even have 2 attacking it. That's absolutely whipping the rod. Look at that. Might be a bigger one, hopefully. Whee, go on. Let's see what we can get. That's thumping away. Fish on. They've really hugged the bottom as they're coming in. Trying to get in all the rocks and the weed. And can feel it. It's going all sketty. It's going to be a bass. Yep, that's the bass. Why am I only getting the small ones now? First couple were decent, and they're getting small ones. That's a bit of a pain, isn't it? So I've found a shoal, but I want to try and get some really, decent sized ones, but they're lovely little fish. They're obviously not that old. Let's get it back in and see if we can find some more. Literally got the whole sailing club going through. They're on the middle of the river this time around, not down this side. They go out, I think a lot of them are young, and they got 2 sibs they take out as well for safety. Some of them have got radios on and all sorts of stuff. They've got bass booming away and yeah, all sorts happening. Quieting down on the fishing front a little bit again, but another chap's just turned up there, as you can see in the old van. He's now setting up on that point down there. So good luck whoever you are, hope you get a few. Right, so on this cast I'm going to try something a little different. I've dropped it quite short, and I'll put my rod rest right down low, drop my rod right down low to make sure both hooks are on the bottom. I've gone about 2 rod lengths out, so they're fairly close in. And let's see if we can get some bites down there, because it's gone pretty quiet out on the spot where I was getting a few. The tide is definitely on its way in now, and it's starting to come up the bank I'm sitting on, so we're getting much more depth of water. We've just got to find the fish now and see where they've moved to, or see where they're going to feed now. Hopefully the shoal didn't moved off, hopefully some other shoals will come through. If not, I can still see white bait further down the river a bit. Coming up to the surface and shoals and stuff. But I ain't seen so many bass sort of smashing them now. Oh, looks like we've got another bite. It's been a while. I think I've had 4 or 5 casts now without a bite, but I've got one now. Still loads of boats up and down the river. I haven't seen the chap behind us have one yet. Looks like he's put 3 rods out, so he's got a good chance. What's this bite doing, Alice? Seems to have stopped. That was definitely a bass bite. I hammered it 2 or 3 times. I'm going to bring it in because that's gone another 3 or 4 hits now. It's not constant, but I keep hitting. It's gone a bit slack, so as you can see, it's still tapping. Got a tall boat now going past us. It's the one from Quay. If you're not sure where the Quay is, I'll just put a clip in here. Right. There we got one. We should have. Fish on. Lady Florence, that river cruise trips boat it's called. You can probably hear it in the background. You might even see it in a minute as it goes past. I'm just trying to concentrate on landing this fish. Oh! Just come off down in front of me. Damn. Picking up a load of weed down there as well. Oh, that was another little bass. Let's try again. They seem to be on the feed again. You can see the tall boat there. Fish on, everyone. Don't want to come up this one. Okay, we lost the top hook and we've got a tiny little bass on the bottom hook. I'm guessing we had a bigger fish on the top hook. Well, this one's definitely a little bass. Tiny little one. But still another fish. That's what some of their bites are, I reckon, we're not getting. Straight down. Well, we've got something different. Lovely jubbly. Nice big flounder. Nice fish, isn't it? Nice clean fish. He's actually let me hold him now. Nice. Pretty good. Quite happy with that. Bit of a beast. Let's get him back in, shall we? Well, that was good. Chuffed with that. Lovely jubbly. Bass and flounders. I'm whacking it right out there now into the main flow, and the flow's ripping the rod round, but then it settles. And that's where I just had the flounder, so let's carry on doing that and see if we can pick up something else. It's getting red hot again now. I'm getting absolutely cooked. It's quite annoying. The bugs have come down slightly. Got like an overcast over the back here, so I'm hoping it's going to come this way and that sun's going to go away a bit. Joe just bought me a nice protein drink and some bacon, so that was good. Thank you, Joe. Right, let's see if we can get another bite. Whew, right everyone, I'm going to call this my last cast because I'm getting absolutely cooked and I ain't very good in the old sun. I get sunstroke quite quickly, which I don't want. So I'm going to have this last cast. I'm going to wander back to the van, get a load of water and stuff in me and get, you know, hydrated and stuff. And then probably edit some videos and wander to our next adventure. We'll probably go somewhere else and stay somewhere else again for the night. Not quite sure where yet. I'm sure you'll see it quite soon on the videos. We'll just wait and see if we get a bite on this cast. So I'll give it sort of 10 minutes or so. See what happened. If not, I'll be on to sign off. We'll show you a fish. We've done alright there, haven't we? 6 bass now, I think, and a lovely flounder. I'm quite happy with that. Right everyone, time to pack down I think. It's far too hot. Not getting any more bites. seem to have got more bites on the lower tide than I did, you know, with all this extra water here. It's right up now, I think. And there's not really much happening. There's quite a bit of weed going through, but I'm overcasting it, if that makes sense, and lifts me rod up. That's not really causing me no problems, because it's not coming down through the middle, it's only coming down the side. So I'm going to pull this one in, poke it up over to the camber, and probably off to another spot before we get home. So I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Appreciate your time. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Let me know if you are, and if there's any places you want me to go and fish. Any other little rivers that I don't know about that I can go and find, I could do the rivers. Obviously I'll get back on the beaches fairly soon as well, just waiting for that weed to clear. But to be fair, I quite enjoy doing the rivers. It's good fun, and yeah, bonus fish. So thank you very much, and I'll see you soon in the next one.